How's it going, everyone? Happy New Year, and welcome to another episode of the Stoppage Stooges podcast. Jacob, Ricardo, Andrew, sans Christian, but Christian will be back soon. Schedules are just tough, man. Have we realized that?
Yep.
During this podcast existence.
Yeah.
But no, we'll have Christian back soon. But we've been gone for a few weeks. A lot's happened. Unless your name's Brighton and Hove Albion, in that case, not a lot's happened. But honestly, for a time to come back, this is the perfect week to come back. This really is. Not because it's the new year, not because we have some cool segments coming up, New Year's resolutions coming up, but mainly because Chelsea just suffered the most embarrassing loss of the season. And Jacob is here to talk all about it. It's the return. We haven't had many of these rants.
Yeah, because I've been in a good mood with this team, which is something I didn't think I'd be saying this time last year, or in a year ahead or whatever. But losing 2-0 to frickin' Ipswich is unacceptable, especially after you drew to Everton. Okay, fine. And then you lose to Fulham in disgraceful fashion at home. Can't lose to Fulham. I don't care, even though I've always admired Fulham. You can't lose to Fulham at home.
Jedi.
You don't lose to Fulham at home. They haven't lost to Fulham at home in years.
They own London.
And they lost because they frickin' took their foot off the gas. And Maresca loves to just take forever to make the changes. All right, let's bring one guy on 85 minutes into the game. I mean, this game against Fulham, I need to check. I need to see it again because I want to be accurate about how long it took him to make the changes, because some games it's been bad. Even if they won the game, I'm like, all right, like, can we not just leave the starters out the entire game? But he does. And then in this game, let's see. Yeah, he makes one change. One. In a game that they lose 2-1. Now, I understand that the bench was a little light with injuries and so forth, but this is the problem. Sancho is not having his best game. He looks a little tired. He's not fully up to snuff. He has João Felix on the bench, who's fast, pacey, can make something happen. He doesn't bring him in the game. He makes one change. He brings Nkunku in, who doesn't really get to do much. And then after the game, when they ask, why didn't you bring João in the game? He's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't like the balance you were going to have if João and Cole Palmer are in the team because they play the same position. Something to that effect. The next game, he starts them both together. Come on, Enzo. I mean, really?
Hey, the reporters gave him a great idea.
But, I mean, come on. Again, not that if they brought João on against Fulham, they would have won the game. But it would have helped. It would have helped. I think it would have helped. It would have given some fresh legs, maybe. But they just, and then losing to Ipswich is just disgraceful. You cannot lose to friggin' Ipswich. I don't care if it's at their home ground. I do not care. Ipswich have been terrible this year. They're a joke. And now that their manager, who everybody loves, is actually going to get a different job because he beat Chelsea. He's not going to be stuck there forever. And then I have to see frickin' Ed Sheeran's face at the end of the game with that frickin' smirk. And Axel Disasi, who is not good at right back, is playing right back, and he has 3 right backs on the bench. He has Gusto on the bench. He has Reece Hobble-James back on the bench. And he waits forever to put Gusto in the game. Meanwhile, Disasi gives the ball away and leads to the second goal, which was from Omari Hutchinson, who was a Chelsea player and was my player to win Young Player of the Year, who really hasn't done anything and didn't even have the respect to not celebrate against his former club. Did a friggin' flip. No class.
I mean, Jacob.
What?
I get it if he scored
no.
at Stamford Bridge.
That's the no. This
This is Ipswich Town. This is Ipswich.
No, I know.
This is Ipswich.
But I'm still annoyed about it. And then I have to hear about how wonderful Liam Delap is for 90 minutes. They act like he took it was. I thought I was listening to them talk about Brazilian Ronaldo. I'm like, can we calm down? I'm like, all right, he was a City guy. Whoop-de-doo. Like, let's calm down. It's like when Evan Ferguson had that hat trick, and everybody thought he was going to take over the world. But it's just a bad loss. I mean, like, he waited too long to make the changes. He should have started Neto instead of Madueke. Disasi at right back made zero sense. I mean, it really drove me nuts. Especially, like, it'd be one thing if Malagusto and Reece James were hurt. Then I could sort of live with it. But they're both on the bench. They shouldn't both be on the bench. One of them should be starting. I just don't get it. It really drove me nuts. And look, this is the first time they faced any turbulence in the season, and it's still we're like halfway through. I'm not in full panic mode yet, but they better beat Crystal Palace this weekend, because if they don't, then I'm going to start to get a lot more nervous. And I need this. They got to get back in the winning ways, because you cannot lose to Ipswich Town. It's not acceptable. It's just not. I don't care who the hell's playing. I don't care. Beat them. They better beat them next time. And now they're like, what is it? They're fourth in the table instead of second. They were this close to being right there with Liverpool. If they would have won that Everton game, they would have been neck and neck. And now they are 10 points behind. So maybe they aren't. I guess they're not in the title race after all.
Just stay at 4.
And look, that's okay. But they better, they mandatory, they have to make the top 4. Mandatory.
Okay.
What?
I love the shift in expectations.
Well, I mean,
mid-season now. Mandatory, they finish top 4. What if they finish 5?
I'm not gonna be too happy.
What if they finish 5 and 4 stays in the top 4?
So, you saying that they'll be in the Europa League?
Chelsea, yes.
I'm gonna be upset. And I know you're gonna say, "Oh, but Jacob, before the season, you would have taken that." I always say the circumstance changes everything.
Now, I also know it's different with you, because I believe, didn't you have Chelsea at? I mean, I had Chelsea at 4, but didn't you have Chelsea top 4 as well?
I think I had them 5th.
Yeah. So, I mean, that point being, even if you had them at 5, your expectations of them entering the season were still high, even with all the changes. So, I guess it makes sense from your end. I just had to, think it through. Real quick though, on Ipswich, I have the perfect Kieran McKenna comparison for my NBA fans. I think he's the Will Hardy of the EPL, just immune from any criticism at all, because they're young and they don't have a lot of talent in their squads. They're just smart guys, and because of that, they're gonna have jobs for 20 years. They're smart guys, and they're young, and even 20 years down the line, they'll still be considered young. So that's I think my Kieran McKenna comparison. I haven't heard a bad thing about Kieran McKenna all year.
Nope.
I think he's just immune. So. And watching Knicks Jazz last night, all I hear is Mike Breen going, Will Hardy is one of the top 10 coaches maybe in the NBA right now. And take a look at the Utah Jazz, folks. But back to the subject. Are you Chelsea's upcoming schedule? Let's look. So yeah, Palace. But then Bournemouth, Wolves, City, West Ham,
Hey, don't sleep on Bournemouth. Don't sleep
on Bournemouth.
Bournemouth is one of their toughest games
good.
that they won. Very good Robert Sanchez game.
And then February 14th.
Valentine's Day.
Is this Brighton? Oh, so we can do.
At the Amex.
I'd like
with João Pedro.
I'd like another demolition. How's that? I can go for that. I want part 2 of what happened the last time.
If Donkey's still starting, you're still gonna get it. So
I mean, hey, we gave you 2 goals. Don't forget that.
Yeah, Robert Sanchez became
gave
Robert Sanchez.
them 2 goals, and they still got mauled.
Oh, Donkey, you know.
I could go for another Cole Palmer masterclass against Brighton. Or as Jamie Carragher calls him, Cole Palmer.
Can I order a Cole Palmer? Chicken parm Palmer. Love it. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point,
I think they'll be okay. The problem is I don't know because this is uncharted territory. Because last year they got off to a really rocky start, and then after the new year they sort of figured it out. But that was different. And one other thing that I've mentioned this before to Christian and other people, Chelsea in December, it's usually they always do this. It's like we talk about the Yankees, the June swoon. It's the December swoon for the Yankees. Or for Chelsea. They always do this, and it drives me insane.
Well, I'm also looking at Newcastle's upcoming fixtures as well, because right now they're in 5th. Their next 4 in the Premier League. Oh, sorry. I saw Arsenal, and I assumed that was EPL. That's actually for the Carabao Cup. So Spurs, Wolves, Bournemouth, Southampton. Okay, so not as dangerous as I thought it would be with Arsenal. But point is, I still think Chelsea are better than Newcastle. So slightly better. I think they will stay at 4 by season's end. The real.
What about Forest? Do you think Forest can keep this up?
I mean,
I feel like no.
It's been every time, but every week we doubt them. They keep proving us wrong. It pisses me off.
They beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Yes. No.
Yeah, but they also lost to City in that stretch where City were starting to be really bad.
Yeah, but it's still City. I mean, it is still City.
Yeah, no.
It's like they lost to Ipswich.
Okay, but they weren't exactly flying at the time either. So,
I mean, they
but you have a team that's due.
Yeah,
they beat Villa.
Oh, that is true.
Well, beating Villa this year is not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same. Year. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of looking through their schedule and their quality of wins. It's not really like, Liverpool, of course, is the biggest one early in the year. But I mean, how much does a Man U, not a 3-2 win over Man U mean now? I mean, 3-0 over West Ham. The Brentford win's looking good, somewhat.
Yeah.
2-0, but Spurs. Anyone can beat Spurs.
Yeah. Except Man City.
Yeah, true. But I mean, I think the real wild card has to be City. I mean, they're still sitting 31 points.
I think that they have to make there's no way. I mean, if they don't make the Champions League, that's a massive failure.
Massive failure.
Yeah.
Massive failure. Looking at City's schedule too. EPL, keep in mind. West Ham, Brentford, Ipswich. Then they have a Champions League match against PSG before facing Chelsea.
Oh God! Now Pep's gonna complain, but the schedule.
This is how it always is.
Always.
And then he'll work the refs, just like he always does.
You think Anthony Taylor is getting that match?
It'll probably be like Michael Oliver.
Yeah.
I can't remember who did the FA Cup semifinal or the quarterfinal, whatever it was last year when they got away with the handball. I can't remember who did that game. It's escaping me. But yeah, that Jack Grealish didn't score a goal for the entire 2024
Yeah,
calendar
that is
year.
insane.
We had as many goals as Jack Grealish, man. We're good.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, he's maybe too busy drinking. I don't know.
Too busy, yeah. Partying.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Never forget what Roy Keane said to them after they won the title a few years ago. He said, "Lay off the top shelf."
Oh, Roy Keane, never leave. Love Roy. Big San Francisco 49ers fan, Roy Keane.
I know.
He's very disappointed this year.
Yeah.
All right. I think we've exhausted Chelsea enough.
I agree.
I think Jacob, you're wanting to move on.
Yeah.
You'll bounce back. I have faith in Chelsea. You're always gonna have those weird fluke losses.
Yeah, I have some faith. I'm not. Yeah.
But at least you're not like.
We're not Tottenham.
Yes. At least you're not Tottenham. There you go.
That's because we will never succumb to the. Even when we're bad, we still have more pride.
There you go. Pride of London.
Great website. Check it out. Write a lot on there.
Jacob might write for them. Not a paid advertisement.
Oh God, no.
But since we're kind of on the subject, we'll move on. We'll call this segment "The Curious Case of Manchester Football," because we've spoken about City already, but it's a little bit. But I mean, what's Man United? I mean, we talk about them like every episode now. They're like our Los Angeles Lakers. They're dysfunction, just a total mess. Firing coaches mid-season.
Don't forget the sporting director who left after half a year.
Yeah,
half a year.
Weird ownership. Like not even like it's not like they're necessarily bad owners. It's just weird ownership.
A lot of mixed messages.
Yeah. Who knows the player mentality right now? Is Bruno Fernandes a captain? Like what's going on? In the city of Manchester. I mean, is this okay? The lowest point in Manchester football overall since.
Hasn't City been relegated before?
Yes. City, even 15 years ago was not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're, so I'd say at least 20 years, maybe.
Probably. I mean, it's hard to say with Man U because they've had so many low moments over the last 12 years that it's kind of hard.
Right, but City's rise, kind of made up for that for the City. But overall, I think they're just both in.
I would agree with you. Yeah, overall, you're right about that.
But even then, City's still sitting 6th. We just have such a high standard for them.
Yeah.
That 6 is disappointment.
I mean, they went 7 games in a row without winning a game.
Yeah.
That's crazy for them.
I mean, look at drawing of Everton, drawing of Palace, losing the derby, Man U.
That was awful.
I mean,
gave it away.
Disgrace. I mean,
blew it in 3 minutes.
It's. I mean, Ricardo, we were there for we were at work for the Feyenoord disaster in the Champions League. Drawing of Feyenoord. You know how much I love my Eredivisie, but that was a disgrace.
That was low.
But it seems like every other week we have a new low for City in the Pep era. That's really saying something about their fall off. You got to wonder maybe the question marks entering the season in regards to Pep and his contract status. You wonder if that had any factor, but then he signed his extension. So I don't really know what's going on.
Some of their core players are really gone down.
Yeah.
De Bruyne is
I mean, he can barely play.
Kyle Walker has apparently going through a lot off the field. and I think it's definitely played a part in his performance, which has been so much worse than you're used to. Obviously, you lose the Ballon d'Or winner; it's a big deal. And Erling Haaland just is going through a small rut. He got off to that tremendous start, and now it's going the other way. When he missed a penalty, it seemed like when he missed a penalty, it seemed like the game was over, even though it wasn't. They just have a lot going wrong right now. And I don't know if they can just fix it with money. Because I don't think they have a lot of money to. I mean, they do, but do they really have a lot of money to spend?
Well, they have the Saudi money. They got money.
Well, they have money, but it's like I don't know if they really want to. They can't blow it up in the middle of the year.
Well, who knows what fines they're gonna get too? With supposedly every week there's
nothing's gonna happen. That's my prediction. Nothing will happen.
Every week there's a new violation though that just stacks on. They're like stacking it on,
and every week it gets blown over.
Yeah. Where are they at now? I think I read like 193. That number would be very wrong. Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Too much.
But yeah. This summer they're gonna get it. They're gonna get the fine. Nothing happens.
Well, let me pose this question to you guys. Which fall off is worse? United's or City's?
Man, it's not.
United by far. Okay. By far.
Even though I think City's is more surprising, it's way more surprising, and it may be way more dramatic. I think Man United's fall is still worse because of how they're in a relegation battle.
Yeah,
they're 14th.
Yep,
they really might get relegated. I mean, this is Manchester United. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and with City, I think it could just be a 1-year thing with City. Like I think
and City, you can point to injuries.
Yeah, there's at least reasons. And they're only they're still like 6. Like for me, if I would start to get worried with City if they were outside the top 10 of the table. Like them being at 6, I'm not that worried. It's kind of a lost year, but you could at least have hope for next season.
I mean, you can't win the league every year.
They've had a ton of winning the last few years, so it's
one of the best dynasties in all of sports in recent memory.
Yeah.
Yep. But Man U is totally become a disgrace of a club, and I just to me that's you can't be worse than that. Like a club with that type of status in club football. That fall from grace is one of the most dramatic I've seen over the last 10 years, even 15 years. They're a joke right now. They're a joke, and to me nothing's worse than being a joke. So, I love making the intra-sports connections, but it's less dramatic because they at least won like 15 years ago, but they've become the mid 2010s Knicks, just a joke of a franchise, and I can't see a way up for them unless they have ownership that's willing to just Steve Cohen and spend all the money they want.
But they're spending money.
They also can't.
They're not spending money well.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at all the players they've spent money on. They all suck.
On an insane amount of wages.
When was the last time you said that was a good piece of business by Man U?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
No, you got a point. I mean, I thought the Onana transfer was going to work.
Eventually, yeah.
I mean, well,
but it hasn't quite.
But you got a point there.
I mean, Anthony flop, Højlund.
Mm-hmm. I still see something with Højlund, but he's not worth the money they spent for him.
I mean, they spent a lot on Xerxes. They spent a lot.
I feel a little sorry for him after he got subbed off 33 minutes in, and the crowd cheered. Yeah. I mean, that just destroys a player's confidence. That's like, how do you come back from that? Like, he's not the kind of player that should be there. He's not a Manchester United caliber player, and for some
Probably
reason,
isn't. Going from
United
Bologna to
saw
Man U
something
is
in him. They
a
were like,
massive step up.
yeah. I feel a bit bad for him, but yeah.
I mean, they just been bad. I mean, like Bruno Fernandes, when they signed him, was really good, and he got off to a really good start. Like he was one of like the 5 best players in the league for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
He's been terrible lately. He's been like, awful, and Rashford is terrible.
not even playing anymore.
You know, I'm trying to think.
He spends more time in the U.S.
I'm trying to think of the only glimmers of hope. I have like maybe a couple. I like Ahmad a lot.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't screw him up. I think Mainu's pretty good.
Mazraoui's all right.
He's okay. I mean, he's not. You know what I mean? It's just. I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of Lenny Euro yet. I hope that works because they spent a lot of money on someone that. It's just.
That's about it.
And this is the thing, like, they look so much. They actually look. I actually think they look worse in this new system than they did under Ten Hag. They might be worse. I'm serious. I mean,
no, they are.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, they're not accustomed to playing 3 or 5 in the back. Like it's a totally different approach and different tactics and all that.
And you know what? You know why they didn't want
drastic mid-season switch for.
Do you know why they didn't? Do you know why they didn't keep Van Nistelrooy? Do you want to know why? You know what? I'm telling you, this is why. They said we don't want to do Solskjaer 2.0.
I mean,
like we can't do this again. We did this before and it didn't work. I don't know, briefly, but I know, but it worked when but when he was there, they played this different system. They looked all right, but I don't know. I don't know how to fix them. I really don't. They're gonna need a lot of time.
Yeah, several transfer windows.
Like as much as I have bashed Chelsea's transfer strategy in the last couple of years, at least there's a theme.
Yeah.
Get young guys.
Also, Chelsea, if the volume they're shooting at, they have to hit on some.
Yeah, that's
so.
What you think? It's like Man United haven't gone gung ho in recent years to sign players.
I feel like Man U though they're in the conversations a lot. Chelsea has gone out and actually gotten like a ton of guys. But Man U've gotten guys that people said were good. That was a smart piece of business. That's what everyone says. Everything's a smart piece of business, though. I can't. This is my thing of pundits. when a transfer with a young player happens, they always say it's a small piece of business. You know, this kid's really gonna grow. You know, this lad. I just don't want to give out like 60 million to an attacker from the Serie A who is maybe 20 years old, who maybe isn't ready to come to the Premier League.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's smart. But I don't know. It's just it's sad to watch for such a historic club. And I can't see a clear future for them. I can't see a clear future. And now this whole stadium situation too, we haven't even talked about that. That's been a mess behind the scenes. Like it's complete top to bottom disgrace.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm not a supporter.
Yeah.
Jacob, how's your dad reacting to this? For anyone who doesn't know, Jacob's father is a massive
diehard Man U fan.
Yeah.
He's not happy. He keeps telling me the system isn't working. It doesn't work. It's not. He keeps screaming, the system isn't working. They can't do it.
So he wants
to adapt.
Okay, he wants them to change. He wants the system to be changed.
He was telling me about. He was going off about how he's like they beat Everton 4-0, and then he changes half the team against Arsenal. He's like, why is he doing that? And he's right. Doesn't make. I'm like, yeah, you got a point. Doesn't make any sense. And it's strange.
Yeah.
Well, let's maybe go off some depressing topics. Our first top, very depressing. Bad Chelsea performances. Depressing Manchester football. Let's just go back. Think about the good times. Maybe even more bad times, while we're at it. Maybe some more bad. But let's talk about 2024 as we move into 2025. This is very open-ended. We can go bad, good, surprising, any just random event that, has, captivated you in any shape or form. And I'll start first. Actually, no. I'll save this for so we also have a New Year's resolution segment coming up. I'm gonna save mine for New Year's resolutions. The one I was about to say. So I don't know. Does anyone want to go first?
I'll start off with the bad for Madrid.
Oh,
I feel like there hasn't been very much bad this year in general.
You can't say that. They won the Champions League this year. You can't just say it was a bad year.
No. That's not what I was gonna say. I mean, obviously, the year as a whole is a success. Was a success.
Yeah.
Just a few things here and there, like the loss to Barcelona.
Yeah.
That was. Talk about. Just
gut punch.
Yeah, exactly. A gut punch. Yeah, that was. Knocked the wind out of the sails a little bit. And drawing to Atletico also when they could have won that game away from home. The loss to Milan. There's a few instances, but you could argue how they started the season this past season, or this current season. The start was very slow, but it seems like things are starting to move in the right direction, and players are getting healthy again. Overall, it's definitely been a successful year. It's just those few things that I hate losing to. You guys know how much I hate Barcelona. Oh my goodness! It's of all the teams, Barcelona is number one of most hated with a passion. So much so that I feel like Jacob, where I love seeing them lose and struggle and all that, especially with the whole Dani Olmo situation now and not being
my God.
him, and that's a whole different thing. But it does make me smile when I see them suffer. But in any case, I think things are moving in the right direction. I'll say, I guess a disappointing player so far, Tchouaméni, who I know he's also had his injuries here and there, but I don't know, just him with the ball, he's not very confident. But as a center back, he's fine. When it comes to, playing the six and trying to move the attack forward, it's just too slow at times, giving the ball away, also pretty sloppy. So if there's one player I'd say has to improve for sure this second half, it's him. Definitely underwhelming so far, and Camavinga rightfully should be starting over him. And I also just love him more anyway.
Yeah.
But
he's just better, but
overall he's better, yeah. But no, Tchouaméni has to do better. So
Tchouaméni, you kind of alluded to this. He just plays. I think his natural play style is playing in slow motion. While Camavinga is like the battery. He's like the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
He's just always moving around. He's always gonna be aggressive with his challenges and his attacking. Because he does move up to attack a lot. So I think Camavinga is just a natural better fit with the situation they're in right now.
Yeah.
Also, Tchouaméni, I don't know what happened the last year. This bleeds back to last season too. Before that, you could count on him like maybe scoring a banger outside the box. Like he was always good at like just long distance strikes, and for whatever reason, he's just gotten worse at that too. Small thing. It's not. It's of course it's not. It's not a big part of his game. I'm not expecting him to score like that often, but it's something else I noticed with him. It's just interesting. I don't know if that's because maybe his mindset moving back as a center back more, that when he goes back to playing as a 6, he's still playing with a center back mindset. Like I don't know what's going on with Chouameni. He's looked a lot slower, sloppier, as you said. So hopefully he turns that around. I like him still, but I don't have he hasn't done anything game breaking. It's just like he's been average, and you expect him to be better than average.
Yeah, exactly.
So for our standards, we're talking. This is the standards episode. We're talking about standards a lot.
Yeah.
Jacob, anything from 2024 that has intrigued you in any way?
I haven't watched a lot of the Serie A, but I am so happy that Antonio Conte is back and he's on top. Just like I knew I should have picked them to be even higher, but you kept saying, "No, Jacob, they have no players," and I kept telling you, I don't give a crap. This is what Antonio Conte does: 10-1, 10-1.
They have my guy Billy Gilmore,
and they have Billy Gilmore and Scott McTominay. There's a video of them talking about trying to learn Italian together, which is hilarious.
Oh, I love Billy
and
Gilmore.
And they have La Caca. Who, when he goes to Antonio Conte, he turns into Brazilian Ronaldo.
Yeah, that he does, yeah.
Which is just incredible.
Come R99.
He's like the system quarterback that needs the coach. That's Lukaku.
Oh.
It's just incredible. But that's nice. It's been a weird year for Chelsea. Really weird, because there were some big lows in 2024. Losing the Carabao Cup to Liverpool was a disgrace, where it was very, very low. That was a rough day. Especially because they should have won the damn game. Liverpool had like 7 under 20 guys in the team. Literally could not have asked for a better time to play them, and they friggin' lost. But then I would say one of the highlights was the last 5 or 6 games of Poch, when they won like 5 or 6 in a row and they got to 6th place. They played just great soccer. They battered West Ham. They had a great comeback win against Nottingham Forest. With Nicholas Jackson scoring the game-winning goal off this just incredible cross by Reece James. You had just a lot of fun, and then he got fired, which I was crestfallen about. Andrew knows we were together. We were on a plane, folks. We were literally on a plane ride to Los Angeles. I'm told through the grapevine I didn't find this out on my own. I found this out through someone else, because I didn't figure out how the internet. I couldn't get the internet to work. And all I hear is, he's gone. I get look at it and I go, and I can't really react because we're on a plane. I can't scream. I can't yell. I can't do anything.
Best for business.
No, it was. And it was good and a bad thing at the same time. And then they hire Enzo Maresca, and I feel just clueless. And
the Rizzler.
But then they get off to this great start, and Chelsea this year they haven't looked this good in years. They play the way I want them to play. It's a fun attacking style. Cole Palmer is just the gift that keeps on giving. I'd like to thank Man City for not wanting him anymore. Probably the best piece of business these new owners will ever do.
Pep's excuses, by the way, for not retaining Cole Palmer, which I get to, it's a loaded squad. There's no place for him. Sure, it's just funny hearing him talk about it. It's always a good question.
I'd like to thank Pep for not needing Cole Palmer. The Everton game where he single-handedly beat them by himself. It was like 5 or 6-0. The game against Brighton earlier in the year. with that just incredible free kick that he scored, which was like one of my favorite goals that he's scored. But I think the highlight Chelsea game of the year is easily against Tottenham, down 2-0 at their place 10 minutes into the game, and just slowly but surely creeping back. The same thing, both their center halves go down because Enge has to force them into the game. And then we get the Sancho goal. And then we get a Palmer goal. But honestly, the best goal, and this is someone I've changed my mind on a lot, was by Enzo Fernandez, which gave them the lead. It was 2-2. He scores the goal, gives them the lead. Amazing John Champion call. But the best part was when he's celebrating, he's about to take his shirt off. And Jackson is grabbing his shirt down so he can't take his shirt off because he knows it's a yellow if he does. That's just the excuse about the theory I came to. And they looked like a team when that happened. And I'm very happy about it because there's nothing better than seeing Tottenham fans cry and lose their minds, especially that big fraud, as I call him, big fraud, Ange Postecoglou. A big Enge, big fraud.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought, this wasn't our day today. I can give you all the quotes I want, but it's not going to matter. Even Maresca was fired up after they won that game, which made it so much better. So hopefully I will save the resolutions, but beating Tottenham will never, ever, ever go out of style and will never get old. Even Nicholas Jackson getting better. The evolution of Nicholas Jackson is crazy. Enzo Fernandez getting better. Seeing Moises Caicedo play like he's supposed to. Showing why he was paid so much money.
$115 million, thank you.
It's just majestic. I love watching Moises Caicedo play. And then when they get my guy, Romeo Lavia, in the team, it's like a brick wall. I need Romeo Lavia back soon.
No, you just got to hope Enzo Fernandez isn't racist.
I think he's learned his lesson.
Hopefully.
And this is the only thing that bothers me with that. And what he did was wrong. But the only problem with the dialogue around that was that everybody acted like he was the only one doing it.
It was the whole Argentinian side.
Yeah, it was the entire team. And he got them because it was on his phone. Like, Emi Martinez is right there in the frame. Did anyone care? No, because everybody loves Emi Martinez. Because he does those stupid dance moves. He's got that stupid haircut with the friggin' thing on the side. And he steals the best goalie of the year award the last 2 years in a row.
Courtois.
No, Sommer. Last year was Summer.
Looting.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say the year, us doing this podcast has been a journey considering how I gave some of the all-time Chelsea rants. And then I had to flip-flop, which I have no shame in admitting.
Where Jacob was wrong.
Where Jacob was right. But anyway, it's been a heck of a year. I really hope that all of our teams except Christian's perform well.
Thank you.
I hate to say it, can you imagine if Liverpool choked a 10-point lead? Oh my god. I would have,
and then Trent signs for Real Madrid. Oh.
the Chelsea Liverpool game is very late in the year. If that decides the title, and I need it to be Van Dijk slips and falls, and Cole Palmer scores.
No,
that's not going to happen. But
it'll be Peter Drury Saturday game. Cole Palmer!
Right through the heart of Liverpool.
The Wonder Kid has done it in Anfield.
But it's going to be John. It needs to be John.
Cole Palmer
And then he'll somehow make like a country music reference.
Yeah.
He waltzes in like Glenn Campbell as a rhinestone cowboy.
Loves Western culture. What can you say?
No, I love John Champion. He's amazing. Oh, but no, I'll get to resolutions a little later. But yeah.
All right. We haven't talked about, well, first it was the year of the fraud, and the year of the frauds being sacked. So thank God. Goodbye, Xavi. I'm still thinking about you. Hope all is well. I hope you're, feeling out the pitch and making sure, it's in perfect condition.
I know. I miss Xavi because it's just so entertaining.
He is so entertaining.
It's like Darko for the Raptors.
Yeah. Scotty Barnes is all-star.
3 free throws. That's why I kind of miss Xavi, because I'm like, I love the Xavi the entertainment with Xavi antics will never go out of style.
I am so happy more European coaches are coming to the NBA now, because you're getting that. You're actually getting like Darko. Jordi Fernandez is doing this too.
Well, he's Canadian, I think.
No. He's Spanish.
Canada, no,
he's Spanish. Yeah. No, Pep. He hangs out with Pep all the time. So yeah, him and Joe Mazzulla. So no, Jordy's Spanish. So he has like that Spanish manager like feel. He's got the excuses. Yeah, but it's just funny. Although he might be radicalized by the by American Western culture, because he spent a lot of years assisting many NBA teams. But Darko is definitely that guy. Darko's great. I
need Darko in the league as long as possible.
But point is, frauds are gone. Xavi. We were kind of like defending Ten Hag earlier, but fraud. And
is Thomas Tuchel a fraud?
Oh well, duh.
Yeah, but he was gone and then he came back.
Yeah. Tuchel's the one guy you can never escape.
I know.
Tuchel always has a way back. He always has some relationship with someone. He's like, "Oh, Harry Kane, I love you, Harry Kane."
England fans, they're gonna get so angry watching a Tuchel team. Like, I'm already imagining it now. Like when they see like them, every game is 1-0. They're gonna get so angry.
Just like Southgate, nothing changes.
Oh no, honestly.
He's just smarter Southgate. That's literally all. He's just pedigree Southgate. That's all he is.
Yeah. But he'll still love Harry Kane with all of his all fibers of his being. Harry Kane will be his guy. But also, most importantly, the fraud Greg Berhalter. He's back coaching MLS where he belongs. Thank God. I know you're very sad about losing Poch. Back then,
I was then. I'm not now.
Back then, not now. But I think
it was a good sacrifice.
I'm a little worried about Poch not talking to dual nets. But
what? Talking what?
So the whole thing now is Poch doesn't talk as much. Talk of dual nationals. He's kind of done worse recruiting than Berhalter has.
Berhalter, he's too busy doing interviews.
Yeah, he's too busy in Atlanta doing interviews with our guy Leander,
he's seeing Coach H, as our friend Zach Musa would say.
Coach H,
the Charger game. I know he's at the Ram game. I think it was the Ram game. My bad.
Coach H, Rudge, his guy Rudge. He loves hanging out with Rudge. He's at Orlando Magic games. That was interesting. But Poch, he loves American culture. He's all in. I'm very happy
even though he's definitely not moving here.
No. But hey, the team has looked a lot better on the pitch. Tactically, they look a lot better. Just the fluidity. Oh my God. It's not just stoic passing crosses. Cross, Berhalter ball. It's really looking a lot better. So I really thank Poch for that. Now, am I expecting much of the World Cup? Nope, not at all. But maybe make the quarterfinals. Can we do that? That'd be nice. But I mean, everyone's talked about clubs. I guess I have to talk about Brighton. And the reality is, I don't have much to say about Brighton because that's what this year has been for Brighton. It's just been mid.
Did Roberto De Zerbi end up being a fraud?
Yes. Well, but here's the thing. I've always been a Hertzler guy. I was all in on Fabian Hertzler, even before
I warned
he
you
got
that
hired.
I warned you that De Zerbi was fraud.
He did say De Zerbi was a fraud. He did say that. And now he's coaching Tanner Tessman. But
do you remember when he said that? He's like, guys, I turned down Man United for this.
I love him trying to he thought he was gonna get a better job, and it just nothing happens, and then they hire Hertzler and instantly they look better.
Yep.
But no, I was always all in on Fabian Hertzler. They're mid right now, but I don't think it's his fault. There's some players who need to be sent to Guantanamo Bay, but that's besides the point. One of their last names starts with D, the letter D. So take a guess.
Dingra?
Oh, you can never do that with my boy Simone Dingra, one of my faves. I'm so happy he has the number 11 now. Oh, it's great. But no, Donkey can go to Guangdong for all I care. I cannot. I have had enough. Every week, a goal's conceded, and it's his fault. Every single week, and he still gets time. And the best part is, the Brighton supporters on Twitter now, I follow a ton of them, they all say, is Donkey washed? Is Donkey washed? I say, he's always been washed. He was never that good. The fact that Southgate called him up was fraudulent. It just showed the Southgate's stupidity. Lewis Dunk is just tall and physical. That's it. He can do nothing else. He can't defend for his life. He's always playing higher up than he should for no reason at all. No reason at all. So it ends up being like a 4-on-2 push, or as we'd say in hockey, an on-man rush. I wish Joe McLitty were calling these games, because he would just say, Sam, we talked about this the other day. They can't have an odd man rush every other week. That's what it's like listening to a Ranger game every day. Now Brighton's just been perfectly mid, and you know what? I'm okay with that. They're not my number one club. Real Madrid is, so it's okay. I just want to have fun, okay? And João Pedro's giving me fun. Kaoru Mitoma's giving me fun. Hell, Carlos Baliba is giving me fun right now. I love Baliba. I'm a Baliba. But R.I.P. Billy Gilmore. I really miss that man. But luckily, Matt O'Reilly has turned out to he's looking good. Worried about Matt's fever. I was hyping him up before the year. But O'Reilly's looking good. And I think he'll be a fine replacement for Billy Gilmore. Now, someone who's on fraud watch from this season is Julio Enciso.
Oh no.
Julio Enciso might be on fraud watch.
Yep.
That man provides nothing. He and just this the other day he bangs one off the post. I'm like, of course. This is just the story of Julio Enciso. He's like the near golazo. Never comes through though. But he'll always have that one banger. But he's on fraud watch. So yeah, it's 2024. Did Real Madrid break City?
You think it was Real Madrid?
Did Real Madrid break City? This is something I thought about the other day.
No.
I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
I like to think they did. Okay, I like to think they did. The answer is probably not, but I like to think they did.
I mean, it's hard to say considering that they beat you the year before.
No, yeah, but but ever since we beat them, I don't know.
That'd been great.
Something to think about.
They didn't win the FA Cup.
No.
which is insane.
Did we break them? That's what I'm. You see, I think it's a fair. Ever since then, they lose the FA
too
Cup.
long ago. I don't know.
Did they win the Community Shield?
I
don't remember.
I don't honestly. I can't remember.
I don't.
Hold on.
They did. I think they did, right? Because didn't they play United?
No, they definitely.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
right?
beat United on pens. Yeah.
I was about to say. I feel like they won.
Yeah. But not beautiful stuff. All right, New Year's resolutions. I'll start. Can we stop with the fake trophies? Can we stop creating new trophies every year? I just heard of this. I turned on beIN Sports randomly the other day, and they're showing the Globe Soccer Awards 2024,
yes.
where Cristiano Ronaldo wins the esteemed Saudi Player of the Year award.
And then he gave the TED Talk
when he was literally worse than Mitrovic.
Yeah. Hey. Mitrovic, I love Mitch.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying it's not. It's just I'm just saying how he was robbed of the Saudi Player of the Year award because it's Cristiano Ronaldo's contractual duty to get that award.
We stop? He's the ambassador of the Saudi League.
Yeah, and guess what? I read again. He might be leaving after this year. His contract expires after this season. But of course, Fab is retweeting. He's like, "Oh, congrats to Ronaldo for winning Saudi Player of the Year 2024." Like, who cares? No one cares about these awards. No. And it's like they were like, "Oh, but look how heartwarming it was." Ronaldo Jr. handed the trophy to him. It's like, stop it. Stop. Can we stop creating fake trophies? FIFA. This isn't a trophy, but FIFA giving Inter Miami a spot in the Club World Cup because Messi. Because Messi. That's it. And then they say, oh, actually, they're a host side. They're part of the host nation. So therefore, they can get in the opening matches in Miami. So we can give them a spot. Oh, my God. Can we stop giving away fake statuses to players who, can we just admit, yes, they've had great careers, Messi, Ronaldo. You just got to stop. You got to let them...
Let it go.
Gotta let them die off, okay? Eventually. No, let them go peacefully. You don't need to keep putting them in the spotlight when clearly they don't have it anymore. Okay.
Hey, they don't.
That's true. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's stop making these fake awards, fake trophies to add on. It's a size contest between the two. And it's really annoying. They're trying to keep adding onto each other's accolades. Whether it be the officials, rigging the Copa America final, all the shots of Messi on the sideline crying during that match. I've had enough, and there must be a stop to this, and that's my New Year's resolution for this year. Is hopefully there's a stop to this.
There won't be, is the thing.
There won't be. I know.
That's unfortunate.
But hopefully.
One day.
I'm hoping that one day is this year. I'm hoping Inter Miami gets embarrassed. In the Club World Cup, and we don't have to deal with this.
The Club World Cup shouldn't be a thing either. It shouldn't be expanded either. Although it is kind of a treat. It's kind of a treat. Like it. No. Little bit.
It's a little tiny bit.
I still think it's stupid, but
yeah.
Unnecessary.
No. Until the quality of clubs throughout the world get better, other than Europe, other continents, it's stupid. It's pointless. But they need to elevate the levels, of other leagues and around the world. But it's gonna be a long time for that to happen. So I agree. It's pretty stupid overall, but fun. I have some other resolutions, but we can go around. If you guys got anything.
I got a few things.
He's falling off the list.
Got a page full of them.
I always have a sheet of paper.
No, a full page of them. Every line.
No, it's like half with double spaced.
Ah, okay.
Or no, 1.5. Excuse me.
1.5. Good.
Let's see. These are all for Chelsea related. Stop getting so many yellow cards. It drives me insane. They lead the league again. They're tied with Southampton, and Ipswich is in second, and they have 8 more than Ipswich, which really drives me insane. This is what happens when you have a bunch of kids out there. And I mean, they're having a good year. I'm not denying that, but I'm like, the more you get, the more people get suspended. And I don't want people getting suspended because of cheap yellow cards. It drives me insane. I want to know what's the purpose of what is a Kieran Dewsbury Hall? Why is he here? Why did we sign him? Why isn't he even on the bench?
Should just gave him to us.
I'd like him to at least be on the bench. I mean, this is supposed to be Maresca's guy, for crying out loud. He barely plays. So, and oh yeah, here's one I almost forgot. Learn how to kick a corner, please. I can't. So they cannot do corners. Every ball is either too far. It's not. It's short. They have to kick it short because they can't kick it from the spot. It drives me nuts. You know how many goals Arsenal steal on corners? We can't steal any. So that definitely drives me a little nuts. But Enzo Maresca, just please, when you make subs, make them earlier. Don't wait till the 80th minute. Please. If you want someone to impact the game, give them a shot to impact the game. And maybe I want a little more Jurgensen. I don't know. Sanchez hasn't been bad, but every game there's like 3 mental errors where I'm just like, oh god, here we where he just gives the ball away, and I'm just like I don't need this. But we'll see. Overall, not too many. I guess if I had any more New Year's resolutions, here's one. I think there's a rule where if something is a foul and they review it, they can't change it from a common foul to a yellow card. It can only be from nothing to a red, which is insane. That's one of the dumbest rules in the world.
Is it?
I think it is. Not everything is. It's not just black and white. Sometimes stuff is just a yellow.
Well, here we go. Andrew comparing things to other sports again. It's kind of similar to targeting.
Oh god.
You can have a no call on targeting, or it's targeting. Why can't it just be? Why can't you go up from no targeting to unnecessary roughness but not targeting? It's a similar concept. I get it. I don't know if it's necessarily dumb because I don't think it impacts the game that much. But I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. And get rid of this Champions League format.
Oh yeah. I forgot to mention that.
It sucks. Please get rid of it. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I don't think it's made it better at all.
No.
I don't need to see Jamie Carragher performing a song dance routine, every time they go through the table. It's really, I'm sick of it already. I totally agree.
I just don't. It's not better. The groups were fine.
Way more entertaining in terms of just how many points you needed to stay at the top, or if you're gonna get some Europa League, for the mid-tier clubs. It was a lot more fun from that aspect. I guess their take now is well, teams get a shot. But it's just
here we go. It's all about fairness. Everyone needs to get a shot. It's the stupid NFL overtime rules in the playoffs.
It's communism.
I got nothing to say.
There you go. That's what I like to do. Ricardo.
Sort of in the officiating Well, I mean, I just sort of like what NFL does with expedited, replays and all that stuff. Like, if we could, if refs and I guess VAR could speed up a little bit at times, it's still
like you can't take 10 minutes
exactly
and then change the call.
Yeah, like come on, like 2 minutes max. I don't know. Like you have all the angles in the room, like
right.
So
I totally agree.
And I hate to say this, I know it almost killed the purpose of the show. Stop the clock. I don't know, but then again, we wouldn't have stoppage time, so I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
It's just like we just run the clock, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Nah,
I mean,
there are times where I'm just like, all right, like this is getting a little much.
I kind of agree with Jacob.
Like a little much.
A lot of the purist traditionalists will hate it. They will absolutely hate this take, but I think if you want to grow and make the game make more sense to more people, a stopped clock would help and aid that, especially if the American audience. A lot of people just don't get it.
But that's not even that big a deal. I don't
know.
No,
I know.
Big of a deal.
It's not. It's really not.
It's not like a hill I need to die
like,
on.
To be honest, like
just,
I'm not putting it as a resolution because I don't really
believe it.
Care. I don't really.
Yeah.
But like I think it would. There could be some positive benefit.
Oh, and I have one last resolution for Chelsea. Get a shirt sponsor.
Here we go.
Please. I want the uniforms look great. They'd look even better with a nice little sponsor.
Now, give us a top 3 companies you want. I think we've done this before, but I want a top 3 companies you want Chelsea to align with.
Dubai Air. Isn't that the Knicks sponsor?
No, it's Abu Dhabi. It's just
Abu Dhabi Air, Squarespace, and Verizon.
I like it.
I need a Verizon sponsorship.
I like it. Conceivable too. There could be a Verizon sponsor. Todd Bowley, yeah.
I mean, don't worry. I'd love to see Fly Emirates for Chelsea. Think we're worthy.
You are worthy of that.
Maybe like a Range Rover sponsorship. I don't know. Maybe like a Jaguar, or as they say, Jaguar sponsorship. That could fly.
Literally, yeah. Not bad. So I guess back to my other ones. Just staying healthy is my thing with Madrid. They I mean, every team deals with injuries, but it just, to me this year seems like it's everyone. Mbappe kind of had it in one game. Thankfully, it was minor, but he had to miss I think it was a game. I don't remember if it's a second, but still, just please stay healthy, and that's, I feel like, a resolution just every single year, but it's always the same. It's just somehow, some way, they find a way to overcome it. So with that being said, I also hope, they do the double again. So that's easy pickings, but I'll also say I want Mbappe. I'm hoping Mbappe can become the top goal scorer of La Liga.
Is that including offside goals?
Yeah, well, he already has it. If it includes offside goals,
he has the most offside goals probably in the world.
Yep.
But
it's wild.
He's starting to figure it out. So it wouldn't shock me if he came at least a few goals within Lewandowski's. I feel like. I know he's still 10 away, maybe 8 away, something like that.
Dude, I, not gonna lie, nearly cried on his golazo versus Sevilla.
See, that's the moment.
Is that the rocket that
I was like, yeah. I was like, he's back.
That's the moment.
That's what I was like. But then Valverde upstaged him.
That's like when Mika Zibanejad scores once every 15 games.
No, No, like at least Mbappe is scoring a little more consistently, but like because of Anached, but it was like the for me that goal is like the Mika one-timer against the Islanders in the Stadium Series last year. Mika Zibanejad! Yeah, imagine Sean calling soccer.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Imagine
I don't
Sean
know
McDonough.
why. He's like complaining about the Europa League versus the Champions League. He's like, I don't know why the 5th spot has to go to the Europa League.
Cross in the box, they score.
What a clinical header from Nicholas Jackson.
Imagine Sean with like Ray Hudson.
Magisterial.
Oh God. Ray, and as Ray said 2 seconds ago, yeah.
Oh man, it's good stuff. I also like that Ricardo had like the most traditional New Year's resolution. It was like, go to the gym, be healthy.
And then it doesn't happen, and you give up after a week.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's going to be for Real Madrid.
And then someone's going to get injured after that week and a half. So yeah, no. So yeah, you know, someone had to do it.
Yep. Kid Lewis dunk, you know, on the
Retire?
Oh. Well, retire would be better. But
here's another one that's very unrealistic. Reece James, if you're gonna get hurt again, can it just not be the hamstring, please?
I thought you were gonna say it may not be short term.
Well, can the injury be anywhere but the hamstrings, please?
That's a tall ask.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, good luck.
I know.
Man, year's resolutions. You can never have enough of them. You can never have enough of them. Like we all just said, you know, all these will, you know, probably not happen.
Exactly.
They're gonna keep making awards. Here we go. Here's another New Year's resolution. Can we finally find Manchester City? Can we relegate them? Financial fair play. You know what? We need Bernie Sanders to go out there.
Where are you going with
and
this?
Take a stand against this corporation.
I'm glad
Manchester City are the 1% of the club soccer world.
I'm glad that's where you landed the plane.
What? Where do you think I was going?
No, you brought some. In the minute I hear anything political, I got like scared. I don't know.
No. He's gonna go after the corporation, also known as Manchester City. What else?
Manchester City's big pharma.
Yeah. We have to tax Man City 50%.
Man City's run by the Koch brothers.
I mean, basically. Oh man! Oh, good stuff. Well, we can't end the podcast the other way. Oh man! All right. If that's an indication of how 2025 is gonna go, my God, I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun year. Boys, what a pleasure it's been. Being on the show with y'all. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep chugging along. Hopefully we get Christian back, as I said at the beginning of the episode. Hopefully we get him back by the next episode. But unless we have anything else, I think that's it. Yeah. All right, guys. Have a happy new year. Safe and healthy.
Everybody. Yep.
I wish the best for all of our clubs. And as Jacob said, except for Liverpool and Barcelona.
Yep.
We can't, screw them. And hopefully Atletico, screw them too.
Yep.
But I have less faith in them being bad.
Yeah.
Because they're actually, competent. But anyways, y'all, take care. Until next time. Peace out.